So why did you first come to the Peruvian jungle and seek ayahuasca?
Yeah, well, the immediate reason I came down here was because my thyroid had stopped working in fall of 2004, and I had been doing a degree at the University of Bristol, and I had to quit because I was exhausted. I was needing to sleep 16 hours a day, and I was dropping things, and I just wasn't having any luck functioning as a normal human being. And this was just the latest phase in a long healing process, because I had realized some 6 years before that I had post-traumatic stress disorder. And I was in a space where I was functioning, sort of, but not terribly well. I would lose contact with reality. I would suddenly think that the people around me were the people who hurt me years ago. I was a mess, basically. And I tried a whole bunch of different things. I tried deep tissue massage. I tried hypnotherapy. I tried Chinese medicine. I tried music therapy. Just loads of different things. And everything helped a little, but nothing helped very much. And when my thyroid gave up on me, I thought, okay, right, I need to do something about this that's drastic, or there's no point in going on. Because if I'm going to feel like this for the rest of my life, why have much more of a rest of a life? It just wasn't working for me. Well, in 2005, I went on to the ayahuasca forums, which at that time was fairly new, and I asked, I really need healing, because my thyroid isn't working, I'm traumatized, I'm not going just to have visions. I don't care if I have visions at all. I need to fix myself because I'm in a bad way here. And the guy who answered me was a fellow called Alan Shoemaker, who said that there was a conference coming up in Iquitos in July of 2005, where there would be a whole bunch of different curanderos, and I could meet someone that I could work with. And I thought, okay, fine. At the time, I'd never heard of Iquitos. I had thought I was going to go drink ayahuasca in Brazil. So this was a complete turnaround for me. I had no idea. And I was only in Iquitos for a week. This was in July of 2005. And when I went to the conference, and it was time for us to meet the curanderos, they were all kind of lined up in this long hallway. And almost all of them were dressed up in feathers, and they had costumes, and they had tables with all kinds of skulls and bottles and crystals on them, and they all looked very impressive, except for this one guy, who was just kind of standing there, wearing normal clothes, baseball cap on backwards, and he had an American guy who was handing out questionnaires to people. And the questionnaires had questions like, are you on any medication? What is your medical condition? How long have you had it? What do you think caused it? And I thought, this is the guy I want, because he's actually interested in healing people. Because everybody else was like, yes, yes, come and drink with me, you'll have a great time, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I don't care how great a time I have. Is it going to help? That was what I was concerned about. And I went and drank with Don Juan for 3 ceremonies, and that was 3 ceremonies in 1 week. That was a lot. And the first ceremony, I had an exorcism. I lost motor control completely. Third ceremony, I was able to cope a bit better, and I had a vision of the person who abused me when I was a child, and I was able to come to some kind of terms with that. And then I didn't drink again for a year because it was so mind-blowingly impactful that I needed a lot of time to process it all. And then a year later, I was told that Don Juan was doing a 6-week shamanic initiation course. And I thought, well, I don't know if I want to be a shaman, but I definitely want to come down and drink more with him because he's a real thing. And I came down for that, and I was here for the 6 weeks. And I started to learn the Iquitos. And basically, I was so impressed with the results that I was getting from the ayahuasca and working with Don Juan that I came back in 2007 for 6 months. And that was when things really started. I lost about 30 kilos in 6 months, and I just felt so much better. It was amazing. And that was when I started really getting into the apprenticeship, and I've been coming back every year since then for anywhere from 6 weeks to 5 months, depending on what my life has been like at the time. And I've been doing this for 10 years now, and I could do it the rest of my life, and I still wouldn't know everything. And over time, I can really notice differences in how I cope with life. I'm no longer so angry, I'm no longer so impatient, I'm no longer afraid of a lot of things that I used to be afraid of. It's been absolutely incredible. Yeah, it's the combination of the ayahuasca itself and Don Juan, because Don Juan is amazing. I mean, you couldn't make him up. He has been everywhere. He's done everything. His knowledge is so extensive. He's been doing this for over 40 years. He has seen everything at least twice, I think. And so nothing that you could throw at him will throw him for very long, because he'll have either done it before or he'll have done something similar. And I've seen him work with people with all kinds of really nasty, serious problems. Work with people who have brain tumors. I've seen him work with people who have AIDS, who have herpes, who have chronic fatigue, who have chronic arthritis. And if they follow the instructions and they do what he tells them, they all get better. All of them. It's not just one person who is particularly susceptible. It's everybody, if they're willing to put in the time and the effort and follow instructions. It's that simple. Well, the healing works on a whole bunch of different levels at once. It works on the physical, spiritual, emotional, everything. So you can't work on any one of those things without working on all of them. At one level, most people come for either physical or emotional healing, generally. But Juan says that all illness is basically spiritual. So any kind of healing that occurs also causes deep changes on a spiritual level. It certainly has for me. When I came down here, I didn't believe in anything. I didn't trust anybody, never had. And over the years, I have developed a relationship with God, and I've ended up converting to Roman Catholicism because I found that it worked so well in the healing that I wanted to have some of that for myself. And it also helped me to eliminate so much negativity from my life that I was sold on it pretty much. I started saying prayers about 8 years ago, ones that my teacher recommended me, and I just took off from there.